Thinking, say that every Sunday in the theater. So I would like to introduce myself. I am Reverend Sharon Dunn-Alberg. Why are you turning red? I'd like to introduce you to my husband.
Hey, everybody.
This is Larry, and he married me Saturday. Okay, did. Oh. She was so used to doing that with the photographer. And the other thing I want to mention is that this is the bouquet from our arch. Our wedding arch that we had, that we got married under, and so I thought I'd bring it to share with you today. So I'm also here with my great niece Sydney, who I love so much, who I have been close to since she was born, and actually did a lot of her care, and when her mother worked when she was this big, then this big, then this big, then this big, and this big. So she's here today with us. She's also been to the theater when we were in the theater. I think pretty much everywhere we've been, she's been with us. So she gets to be with us today. So welcome everyone. I am going to enjoy a musician who is part of our family that we have not seen in a very long time, Alan Klein.
This song you can all sing along with. Why have we come to earth? Do you remember? Why have we taken birth? Why have we come to love, serve and remember? To love, serve and remember. Why have we come to earth? Do you remember? Why have we taken birth? Why have we come to love, serve and remember? To love, serve and remember. To love, serve and remember.
And again, welcome, welcome, everyone. It is so good to see you all. Quick housekeeping. That just tells you who I am. We are recording this. We are doing a hybrid service with Zoom. If you're one of our Zoom audiences, you can go incognito. That's fine. We're just glad you're here. Our website is one of the best ways to connect with us. It is a really wonderful site. You can go on there and find out what we're doing. Sometimes it's hard to remember whether this is the first Sunday or the second Sunday and whether we're live or we're hybrid, and it's on the front page. You can't miss it. Okay, but classes and social events are up there also. You can also do donations, do prayer requests. It's a wonderful central spot to connect with us and stay connected with us. This is especially true for our YouTube audiences. You can connect to all of our talks on YouTube. We have our own channel. You can sign up on our website, and we really appreciate all the people who are on YouTube and support us. We're here to love, serve, and remember all of you, as well as the ones that are in our immediate community. So, now that that part's done, let's dive into the sweetness. For in this moment, in this precious, sweet moment, there is nothing, no time, no space. There is simply now. And in the now is an upwelling of joy, of intelligence, of creativity. There is a creative spirit that brings life, that is life, and lives in, through, and as us, and the entire natural world. Because God, Spirit, is the natural world. It is who and what we are. And this morning, we open ourselves to the music, to the talk, to the fellowship, to the love and the energy of the one that moves in and through and has us. And for this we give great thanks and starting. Today's readings. First reading is from Joel Goldsmith. The reading of the books will tell you of your I amness, but then you must turn away from the books to meditation and attain the realization of I am. And from Anthony Douglas Williams, when I look into the eyes of an animal, I do not see an animal. I see a living being. I see a friend, and I feel a soul. And finally, from Anatole France, until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened. So true. This really would have been a perfect Sunday to have a animal blessing, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Alan, our old friend, has come back. Yeah. COVID has put all of us kind of more quiet than we used to be. He's back being active again. He's back in a band. He's in a trio. He's a derelict. Actually, the band is called Daryl and the Derelicts. I like calling him the derelict because he's so not. So he's been performing around the area for a long time, and it's such a delight to have you back, Alan. Please.
Song by Daniel Lamont. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love, go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God.
It's beautiful. Got me singing. And you know, singing is a prayer. Well, everything's a prayer. If you don't like what's going on out there, that's a prayer. So, I'm so excited to be here. Our theme for the month is nature. We've been talking about nature. And I learned something new this week. I learned the term and practice called environmental spiritualism. It's a thing. It's a thing. And so I decided to name my topic environmental spiritualism. And, you know, I had revelations. Thank you, Patrick. I had revelations this week on my past, because we're talking about environmental spiritualism, because this whole month we're talking about nature, and this whole year we're talking about living everyday wonder. That's our theme. And I'm realizing that I have been a Zen Buddhist for 50 years. How did I know that? Because in the notes, it mentions Gary Snyder. Who knows Gary Snyder? Right? So I'm looking in my library that I've been lugging around since I was a teenager, because I went to high school and college in Japan. And I've eliminated a lot of books, but then there are some I'm attached to. And they're just falling apart. And I'm realizing, wow, this book was brand new and it's falling apart. I'm not, but the book is. And I was just so excited to learn that I have been aware of environmental spiritualism for 50 years, because it's a Zen practice. It's a Buddhist practice. It's an everybody practice. It's a whatever. It's not even related to religion. It is a religion. It's amazing. And so let's talk about that today. So more and more people are turning to nature to find connection, right? Meaning and a sense of belonging to something bigger than themselves, which we have been doing our whole lives. But think about what I was thinking about is these tiny homes. What does that look like to you? To me, it looks like minimizing. To me, it looks like letting go of stuff, attachment. Isn't that a Zen practice? Letting go of attachment. And people are feeling like, wait a minute, if I let go of all this stuff, then I don't have to go work to get stuff. Rather, I can go outside and play. Isn't that the reason people are kind of getting into tiny homes? So that they can up and take them places and go places? Am I right? This is really, really kind of exciting, that if we look at our climate, and what's going on with our climate, people are realizing, whoa, I need to do something other than collect stuff. I need to participate in some way to letting go of what was, addressing what is, and doing my best to be a part of the solution, which is what Larry and I did. We got a toy hauler, a trailer, 24-foot trailer that had no windows, no nothing, and the door goes one way so that nobody can get your stuff. So he put a door handle on it that you can get in and out of. He put windows in it, and we are making it into a tiny home with a garage for our boat, for our tiny boat. And you know what that does? That frees us up to go out and enjoy nature. Yeah, we're even considering more release, more letting go. What else can we let go? And so we got a boat, and we're thinking, well, maybe we could just live on the boat. And also on the boat and in the toy hauler, how can we turn this into that, into this, into that? And I know that's a funny thing to say, but how can you make like the end table turn into a refrigerator that turns into a blow dry?
Okay.
Right? It's amazing. It's amazing that the life we're living. And so each little thing that we're doing contributes to the consciousness of paying attention to the mother. Paying attention to Mother Earth. So we're talking about environmental spiritualism, and also when we talk about nature, we must always remember our ancestors. So let's just put that out first. We're not the first ones here. Thoreau was not the first one here. The indigenous people were the first ones here. And we don't have to spend today talking about what we've done and what we're doing in a way that does not serve the oneness of who we are, because it's everywhere. In fact, I like to come on Sunday and forget about it in a moment and think rather, what is the highest idea of the situation? Rather than give attention to the effects or to what is wrong, we use the science of mind, which is quantum physics, that what we give attention to expands. And so today we're going to take a break from all the attention given to the horror of what's going on to focus on, look at us, turn around and look at one another. Why are you here? You're here because we have a sense of belonging to each other, because we have an idea that if we love one another and bring love into the world, something will shift, something will change. Something happens when you see something, you can't unsee it. So if we see love everywhere, if we support one another, if we feed one another, if we take care of Mother Earth, you can't unsee that. And so let's come together on Sundays and figure out, what can this spiritual army do to live in environmental spiritualism and bring that to the world? So we're going to talk about three things: science, spirituality, and nature. And we use principle. I love that word. And I say every Sunday, what is principle but that which is true for all? Love, light, peace, joy. And so our founder, teacher, Ernest Holmes, wrote our principles, our Declaration of Principles, which is like the commandments, if you will. We don't have dogma, but we like to think we do. So he says, we believe that the manifest universe is the body of God. So that's everything. Everything. So in science, the realities explored in science and spirituality, it's a big thing right now. It is. Like you can get actually a doctorate in science and spirituality. That's how we have come to realize the importance of putting those two together. Because they look at the same thing, inquiry. So religion is what? Who am I? Who am I? You, and how are we connected? And science does the same thing. What is this? What is this? And some people, often, lots of people, think they're not connected. There is science and there is spirituality. But I think in consciousness, as we evolve, we see that they're together, that they are partnering, that they are important, not one without the other. Does this make sense? So in the ancient worlds, there was a disconnect. We had Newtonian physics. If you don't see it, it ain't so. Then we got quantum physics. We realized if you don't see it, it is so. And that took quite a while for people to grasp. In fact, a lot of people died trying and sticking to their guns because Newtonian physics was really an effort to disprove God. There was a real loss of connection to spirit during that era, where everything had to be measured and everything had to be seen or heard or sensed with our five senses, as if we don't have more senses, right? So, ancient wisdom describes human beings as having 5 layers of experience: the environment, the physical body, the mind, the intuition, and our self or spirit. So when we talk about spirituality, we are also talking about our connection to the environment. So you can show the first slide. So I wanted to show you some fun. So I love going out in nature. In fact, I'm a photographer, many of you know, and my spiritual practice is contemplative photography. What is that? That's where you take a chair and you take a tripod and you put your camera on there and you sit for 3 hours looking at something and see what happens. Like a flower or a blade of grass or sunrise in a fast moving motorboat, in a speeding at what the highest speed the boat could go,
30 miles an hour.
30 miles an hour. What did I see? A dancing pelican. And it choked me up. I was speeding in a motorboat, but I was in awe of a dancing pelican. I ask you, do you relate to this?
Yeah.
Tell me what, in your own experience, recently have you had in nature like that? Anybody? Every day.
Well, I live in a little miniature forest, and I walk there every day and give thanks and notice all the animals. And it's in the city, but you wouldn't know.
I remember. What is that like?
It's where I connect.
It's where you connect. It's where she connects. She's saying, and for those of you who can't hear, perhaps on Zoom, that she lives in a little forest, even though she lives in the city. There's a forest that she goes to every day and in awe, and that's where she connects. That's beautiful. Anybody? Linda.
In my backyard, when I'm out there in the morning and I'm watching this side of the world wake up, knowing that the other side is going to sleep, right? And I just listen and I hear and I open up my eyes and I see 2 hummingbirds kind of dancing with each other. And then along came a butterfly. And it was just, to me, one of the most peaceful, joyous things to see the butterfly with the hummingbird.
Is that so? Linda goes into her backyard and communes with nature, and it is like a spiritual chiropractic visit. Isn't it? I want to be adjusted, so I'm going to go out and be in nature. Anybody else? How about the next slide? So this was where I was waiting and waiting and waiting for the actual sun to appear. So we got there early in the morning and the sun, and the sky was turning all kinds of colors. Spirit was busy being the artist, painting the sky for us. And then all of a sudden, the sun peeked out and I saw before anybody else speeding in a boat. Do you see the sun? And then look at the lighting on the boat, how it just lights up the world. Speeding through life, can we also then be in practice of environmental spiritualism? Speeding through life? Yes, yes, we can. And it is absolutely a mindfulness. It has nothing to do with anything other than mindfulness. You don't have to be educated, you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be this or that or this or that. You just have to be awake. And last, the first one's self-explanatory. We're not getting a lot of bites, but we're getting a lot of meditation. We're communing with nature. And what a pedicure. Now that is something else. And last is a photograph, because yesterday, was it yesterday, Sid, that I walked her to school? Yeah. I had to walk her to school. Not 10 blocks, not 15 blocks. How many blocks? I don't know, whatever. But on the way back, I missed her. And so I looked around and I noticed the gardens on the way back. Because I didn't notice them on the way there. Why? Because I was hanging out with her. How far? How much farther? How much farther? Is it the next block? But on the way back, no, it was different. And so I looked at the gardens and started appreciating the gardens. And I know we do this. Thank you, Ruth. The point I'm trying to make is, I use the analogy of the telescope, don't I? Where you have the effects or the problems or what's wrong or over here on this part of the horizon, or you have heaven and joy and peace on this side. And if you take your telescope over to that side, you cannot actually see effects. Now, does that mean, oh, Sharon doesn't want to see what's wrong in the world? Actually, no, because you know what I have to do is I have to see that first. Because I'm a spiritual translator. So I have to look at it and say, how does this feel? Not so good. This does not feel good. What can I do about it? Well, I'm practiced. I know what I can do about it. I can contribute to the world something that neutralizes over here. This is what Ernest Holmes calls neutralizing. And that's a very beautiful practice. So does that mean that I went from, I see that, I deny it, and I run over here to see what's good, and I am Reverend Pollyanna? Or does it mean that I'm over here and I feel it? Because I feel like I have a responsibility. I have a responsibility because I'm not of the mind that it's us and them. It's us and them. It isn't, it's me. It's me, and me, no matter where I am, there I go, there I am. And so that is not something that we are able to deny, which is what we're learning as a culture in science of mind, in religious science. It used to be, we don't talk about it, we don't look at it, we don't dwell on it, we are not to look at that. That's what we thought Ernest Holmes was meaning, which he was not, because he was hanging out on the streets, bringing people in to the institute, turning prostitutes into practitioners. I mean, he was looking, he was seeing what was, and bringing the teaching. Like, he wasn't going, I'm special and I don't relate to you. I'm religious. I don't own what you're doing. I'm not responsible for my brothers and sisters. We are. And I just noticed that I am able and enjoy moving from the pain in the world to what can I do about it? Like, I want to know what I can do about it. And what I can do about it is to live in principle and serve, just like you were singing. Serve, what are the words to the chorus?
Love, serve, and remember.
Love, serve. I'm here to serve, and how am I serving? I'm serving by being an environmental spiritualist, in this case, today. So, if our environment is clean and positive, it has a positive impact on all other layers of our existence. What does it mean to have an environment clean and positive? It means that we keep our environment clean and positive. As a result, they come into balance. What's very interesting about our outlook on things. I was reading from something written by another minister in our movement, and that person was looking at nature in balance, and that person was looking at the dichotomy or the conflict in nature. Water destroys fire, fire destroys air, were the words. How about there are so many species in nature, the birds, reptiles, mammals, and all these different species are hostile towards each other. This is a common idea, is it not? Well, what if we, as spiritual translators, what if we look at it a little different? What if we look at the word nature as a root, the root of natural? What if we looked at the birds, reptiles, mammals, and all these different species as natural towards each other? Yeah. That eats me and I eat you. Why does that have to be hostile? Why? Because of our perspective. We have a perspective. We have a judgment. So, again, judgment's great to know where I am in relativity. Discernment is the next step to know where I want to go. But condemnation then is a sin. In our teaching, sin means miss the mark. What if before I jump into condemnation, I look at the ideas in nature as natural? It's not bad. It's not wrong. When that animal is running away from that other animal and catches it and eats it,
It's dinner.
it's dinner. Bon appetit. Is this too much? It's a little much. Again. Animals hunt one another. They hunt. So if we have a mental equivalent in nature of a hunter, why is it wrong then to hunt? And Greg, we have a brother-in-law, uncle, who is a hunter. We were just there yesterday at a bridal shower, and there were animal heads everywhere. And he hunts and uses every part of that animal. I also saw just this week that I was showing Larry that you can use the skin of a fish, turn it into leather, and make a purse out of it. Yes, the point I'm trying to make, folks, is that if we're going to talk about nature and we're going to talk about living in everyday wonder, we don't get to just do a Jessa, we don't get to just look at like, oh, what's beautiful and what's pretty. I'm speaking right now. Bye.
You really had to make her feel bad like that.
So, excuse me, I thought that was funny. Anyway. So getting back to this. Does this open anyone's mind just a little bit? Anybody have any feelings coming up? Carol Mark. Like, I'm not sure, Sharon. Every week you say something, but I'm not sure if I'm like this one. So what can we do? What can we do? Here's some other wonderful suggestions. Because I'd like to know what I can do. Who wants to know what we can do? Yeah, right. And so some ideas, proper diet. Proper diet. Food is something else, isn't it? What the heck? We have to eat, so we have to spend our entire lives thinking about the food we put in our mouths. I was intense about it before the wedding to fit in that dress, believe me. Like nothing went in the mouth. And then as soon as the wedding was over, and I was with her, we had chips, so we had this, we had that. So, and I felt like, wait, interesting, our relationship with our diet, but our food influences our mind. Let's be honest, it does. Do sometimes you eat something and wish you hadn't and go, why'd I do that? I just ate that feeling. Delish. And the ancient systems, the Chinese systems, Ayurvedic, they talk a lot about food bearing on our emotions. They talk about children who are having difficulty tend to eat more. We have an issue in our country of obesity in children. So a proper balanced diet has a positive impact on our emotions and thereby on our consciousness. So is that something that you often think about, like diet, food, light to moderate exercise? This one's tough. Probably some of you work out and you feel really good about it, and I envy you. But when Sydney said that I had to walk her like 15 blocks to school, I was just like, okay, I can do this. And then when I did it, I thought, I need to do this every day. I need to get out there and walk and move. We move, we're out in nature all the time, but there's more we can do. The yoga, the meditation, and I love meditation. Music and dance. How about music and dance? Is that good for the soul? It can bring rhythm and harmony in the body-mind complex, in the body-mind connection. Music is soothing. As soon as you get up there, I'm like, I relax, and I'm like, oh, keep singing. Let's do this. And of course, spending time in nature. And has this happened to you? You're in a hike through a grove of trees. The sunlight comes through the branches, warming your skin. All of a sudden, you're a living thing. Anybody have an experience of awe other than what we've heard so far? Has anything come to you, a moment where you literally were changed by nature?
I have a tree in my backyard that when I talk to it, its leaves shimmer.
Are you gonna miss your tree?
Well, yes, but my daughter's gonna be living there, so I can come and visit it.
You can go back to the tree. She has a tree in her yard, and she's moving, but daughter's moving in, so she always gets to have a tree. It's wonderful. Anybody else? Yeah.
Anytime I walk through the redwood forest, it's just holy.
Holy.
Always.
The redwood forest, she says, is holy. It is holy. I was just thinking about you looking into the eyes of your grandson. That's another holy moment.
Yes.
And that's nature. Looking into the eyes of an infant who has just arrived, just knows everything still, wants to tell us everything, but they can't talk. oh, that's interesting how that works. That's why. So they want to tell us everything, but they can't, so it's still a secret. I just realized why babies can't talk. So, where am I? Oh, how about this? I'm thinking of Linda, she just stepped out, but planting a garden. Oh, how about Patricia, planting a garden? And watering, tending to the soil, harvesting the final product, having friends come over and sit in your garden. This is amazing. This is part of the environmental spiritualism. So before we think about going into nature and letting ourselves be moved, it is important to imagine the practice of immersion, which is a Buddhist practice. Have you heard of immersion? This is also where we remember our ancestors. The transcendentalists were so into what we're talking about today that they were considered blasphemous. Like, you don't need to go to church anymore. You can just go out in nature. And that was considered blasphemy. I was just thinking about my son, and I was like, so what's your church? He said, surfing. Surfing is my church. What is your church? Anybody? What is your church?
Tree.
Gardening. Gardening.
The tree.
The tree. Anybody else?
The ocean.
Ocean.
The ocean. We're water babies. Definitely water babies. So
The
I was
river.
telling you about this Gary Snyder. So he was very popular when I was in high school. And what I realized this morning when I was looking at when the books were written by Gary Snyder, they were written in like 1957. That was the first edition. So that was 7 years old. And he's 92, lives in the city, and I want to go find him. You know, I want to go find him. I want to say, dude, I've been reading your books for my whole life. And I need to know, I need to shake your hand before it's too late. Because, so I just want to read one little quick one. This is called The Politicians. Remember, 1957, running around here and there, stirring up trouble and bothering people. A bunch of lushes. Fern leaves and cloud. You see, he's comparing nature. The world was so chilly and dark. Before long, that sort will up and rot all by themselves. And be washed away by the rain, and afterwards, only green fern. And when humanity is laid out like coal, somewhere, some earnest geologist will note them in his notebook. And what is the point of the poem? But why are you giving attention to something that is not as important as the something you're not giving attention to? Are we so focused? And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, no, I need to grab life. And Larry and I talk about, as you know, Larry and I are both widowed and from very long term relationships. Mine is 45 years and his was 35 years. And we just love each other. We're just constantly saying, oh my gosh, why does time go by so fast when we're together? We need to grab every second of this life that we have left. And that's what we need to leave here doing. What are you giving attention to? Are you playing outside? If we can move beyond individual dreams to shared visions. Climate, Mother Earth, feeding one another. Then the theology of the land, don't you love that? The theology of the land and spirituality of the wilderness can become beacons. Moving us towards a sense of belonging to the beauty of America's geography and a sense of purpose that gives meaning to life. Our politicians are not giving us meaning to life. Our troubles, possibly. But the connection to nature has the power to transform us. I feel like this is absolutely epic. You know, this whole idea of nature for a whole month is epic. It is medicine. It is what to do with our teaching. What do we do with it? Do we sit in the house and read and hope to not fall off our Buddha rock? Will that be enough to sustain us when the hardships come? Is that enough? Or do we have to actually embody this? Do we actually have to have an experience of principle, an experience of the teaching? You know, I can teach it. My heavens, I've been teaching it forever. But do I live it? So in summary, I say, go out and play. Step outside your house and into God's house. Go outside the church. Breathe fresh air into your lungs. Thank the ancestors for their environmental spirituality. And last, practice mindfulness as we see what we can learn from nature. Let us pray. So who has a prayer request?
For myself, for an issue I have on my leg.
For Christine to be found.
And Firefly.
And Firefly.
And Firefly come out
Mm-hmm.
from coma
Into her body.
into her body. She's resting. There's a worldwide prayers for them. For both, her and Christine to be found. Anyone else?
For our cousin who's making her transition.
Peaceful transition. Another natural
Yes.
birth. A natural birth. Isn't that funny how I just living without opinion is quite fun, quite the practice. I can do it incrementally. But I mean, I can time myself how fast I get to have an opinion. I have an opinion about the opinion, about the opinion. Yes. Let's pray for our center. Because what I'm seeing right now is a full house. And I can see that being a full house in the big room. That we come here every week for an uplift. That we are here for each other for different things. If we're selling a home or moving or someone in transition, or we are here for each other. So we know in gratitude that we can pray for and into gratitude as well, because what is gratitude but the root of prosperity? And what is prosperity? Not just money, but everything. Growing our center, growing our hearts bigger, growing our generosity bigger, growing our service bigger. So I know that there's a power so loving that when I stop, drop, and pray, when I stop to recognize this one, it lands in my throat. I'm in such awe of its grandeur, of its generosity. And does it hover? Is it a helicopter God? No. It waits to be invited. And then it's like a dog that you come home to and just jumping all over you and wants to give you all its love. And that creator of all life created me and everyone here and everyone on Zoom listening and everyone in the world, because what is known in the one mind is known to all. What is known in my mind then is known to all. And so what I know for myself, I know for all. That there is a peace in the world. There is a love so giant that there is nothing wrong. That nature is in perfect balance. And that it instructs us how to be in balance with it. And as it. It has all the answers. In nature, you can go anywhere and ask it. Ask it what it has to teach, and it will teach. All the answers are there. Every question we will ever have is right there. There's Google, and then there's God. And so I know this love is the reason that I'm alive. I know that in service to that love is my purpose and my reason and my why. I know that for each of us. I know that the more I love, I age backwards. I love more, I feel better. My bank account grows. I laugh more. I am so grateful. And this law of attraction then brings like mind to us and those minds that want, that have a deep desire to know the environmental spiritualism of their soul. We have one soul, one soul. There's not me and you. There's not a place where God stops and starts. It is one soul. And God shows up everywhere fully, not a little bit here, a little bit there, fully. So it is our life's purpose to open to more of the experience and the embodiment, the feels of God. And I claim that and know that now. And I know this prayer is answered because that's the law. That's how it works. Because with a conviction and with love around it and no doubt in my mind, it has to show up. It is good for all. I know it is so. I release my word into the law. I'm so grateful for it. And then if you so, please join me by saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay.
I think your message, Reverend Sharon, is a perfect segue into this John members. Time as I've known it doesn't take much time to pass by me. Minutes into days turn into months, turn into years, they hurry by me. Still I love to see the sun go down and the world go around. Dreams full of promises, hopes for the future, I've had many. Dreams I can't remember now, hopes that I've forgotten, faded memories. Still I love to see the sun go down and the world go around. And I love to see the morning as it steals across the sky. I love to remember and I love to wonder why. And I hope I'm around so I can be there when I die, when I'm gone. wish for you fond memories and moments when you're happy and you're smiling. That these thoughts will comfort you on cold and cloudy days if you are crying. That you'll love to see the sun go down and the world go around. And I love to see the morning as it steals across the sky. I love to remember and I love to wonder why. And I hope I'm around so I can be there when I die, when I'm gone. I wish for you fond memories and moments when you're happy and you're smiling. That these thoughts will comfort you on cold and cloudy days if you are crying. That you'll love to see the sun go down and the world go around and around and around.
Yes, welcome back. Okay. This is a time for a different spiritual practice. It is the spiritual practice of giving. What you give comes back to you, pressed down, multiplied. Doesn't matter whether it's love, friendship, or money. This is a time that we offer you the opportunity to prove this to yourself by giving generously to support what we hope supports you. When you give to us, you are giving to your own growth, your own desire to be more and to do more. So you can drop something into the basket that Corey's been around. You can go through PayPal or Square on our website. However it works for you, it works for us, and we thank you. Now we can say our abundance affirmation together. If you are on Zoom, please stay muted. Zoom doesn't work well with this. Abiding by the law of circulation and in heartfelt gratitude, I affirm that I live in a creative and abundant universe that continuously flows in, through, and out as me, and expressing as the ever expanding infinite good and solutions. If you have a prayer request, you're welcome to talk to any of the practitioners that are here, which would be Linda and I. Or you could put a prayer request through our website. Our prayer team will work on it for a week, and we'd love to support you in whatever you're growing. It may be something you want to change, and it may be something you want to actually grow. So both are just wonderful. We love to serve. Please make use of us. Okay, we have a potload of announcements. So I'm going to go through here as quickly as possible for some of these. This is where we're meeting. We meet here on the odd Sundays. Otherwise, we're on Zoom only. Moving on.
Oh.
Saturday was when our beautiful senior minister was married to the delightful Larry Albert. We're going to have a reception for them here right after service. So stay around for that.
Let's stay for that.
Busy hands and warm hearts. If you've got a desire to connect and keep your hands busy with whatever craft, come over to my house on tomorrow and we'll be there. Now, Chalk It Up is a Sacramento tradition. And if you've not been, it is phenomenal. Labor Day weekend, artists and families purchase a square of sidewalk around Fremont Park, and they make the most tremendous art. What you're seeing up there is a chalk drawing that was in a previous celebration. So I'm gonna be there at 10 a.m. on Monday, September 5th. Join me. It is family friendly, it is pet friendly. They have food, they have music, they have art, they have all kinds of stuff. Come join us. I'm gonna be doing a workshop on the third Sunday in September, the 18th, on chakras. Not just what they are, but how they relate to each other and the connection with the Christian sacraments and the Buddhist principles and Troad seven qualities, the music and colors. It's a wonderful exploration of energy centers and what they can do to connect you to yourself. This is the special announcement for several of you. I will be following you up. I am the director of education, among other things, and we are offering what is the gateway class for understanding science of mind. It will be on Tuesday evening, starting September 13th. It will be done before Thanksgiving. It includes the 10 weeks of class plus a half-day seminar, strictly workshop on treatment. It is the best way to discover exactly who we are and what we do. Oh, and I lost some of this, the slide there.
And how many weeks?
It's a 10-week class. Interesting. It's up on the website. There's more information will be on the website. So please take the class if you've not had classes where you really want to be. We have our social outreach program that we've been doing the last couple of months. We're closing this one out. We started in May, Empowered Women and Healthy Babies. And this is a wonderful organization that we're celebrating. If you are giving us a check for it or going to our website to pay, be sure to mark it on your check that this is for women's empowerment. We will be giving a check to them representing all the donations that we've received next month. One of the representatives will be coming so we can do that in person. And I have one last announcement that I just found out about last night. Some of you may know that we have a very special writer in our group. Debbie Putnam became a published author last night. She's actually been writing for years and years and years, and several of us have been going, what are you gonna publish, what are you gonna publish? She has 3 fully written novels, young adult, and she started with Kindle Vella, which is a new Kindle function to do novellas or sections, chapters of books. And the first one went online last night, and she has 1 a week for the next 4 weeks scheduled. So if you want to know more, because she's writing under a pseudonym, not her name, come talk to me. The book is called Fireborn, and I think I read the first version of this about 10 years ago. And she's been on this a long time, and it's just a wonderful. So I'm just so pleased and proud that we now have another published author since.
We need an event like a book signing.
Ooh.
Where she reads.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yes,
Nice.
yes,
I
we'll
see
work
it
on
all
that
out.
one. We'll work on that one. Okay. So the last thing we can do is give you a affirmation to take with you during the week. This is a gift. Just remember it and say with me, I embrace all of life, including all of nature. So we'll do a benediction. And then we're going to have a closing song followed by fellowship. Those of you who are on Zoom, Margie's there and she will help direct fellowship on Zoom. And the rest of us will hang out here and have cake and sparkling cider. Benediction. The theme from Oklahoma is playing in my head. Oh, what a beautiful morning. And it is, it's a beautiful day. This is the day the Lord has made. This is the day the law has made. There is a power for good in this universe. It is everywhere present. It is always present. And it is mine to use. It is yours to use. To become the wonder of joy that you are. To release the imprisoned splendor that you are. And we come together to love, to serve, and remember who and whose we are. And it is so good to know this. And I give thanks for all that has gone before. And I take this love and this remembrance out into the world. And so. So, you've got a closing song?
Songwriters, let me see this. To be humble, to be kind, it is the giving of the peace in your mind. To a stranger, to a friend, to give in such a way that has no end. We are love, we are one. We are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war. We are how we treat each other, nothing more. To be bold, to be brave, it is the thinking that the heart can still be saved. And the darkness can come quick. Danger is in the anger and in the hanging on to it. We are love, we are one. We are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war. We are how we treat each other, nothing more. Tell me what it is that you see. A world that's full of endless possibilities. And heroes don't look like they used to. They look like you do. We are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war. We are how we treat each other, nothing more. We are how we treat each other, nothing more. We are how we treat each other.